Again, we are the gatekeepers as usual. I'm your boy Emoli Edwin.
Yeah, today is Soton.
We are back on the EPL game week 24. Of course, the season is almost. We are nearing. It's called we are nearing. Actually, the Premier League is on fire right now, and since we saw it from last game week, still pushing it to this game week. You lose a game, you move from top of the table to the second. We are so sorry for, as you can see the table on your screen. That's what happened. Game week 23 was a changing game. But anyway, on to game week 24. Aston Villa against Arsenal, who are removed from position 1 to position 2, will be having an early kickoff. This is the second early kickoff they're having after last time. So Aston Villa against Arsenal at 15:30 East African time.
Hi guys, we are proud to bring to you this show today, of course, game week 24. So straight to it, we have a new number one on top of the table, who are Man City, after toppling Arsenal from it. They won 3-1.
Kwani nani anaongoza ligi?
Man City.
Oh.
We have a new number one. Man City. After toppling Arsenal. You forgot it?
I've seen a lot of memes. There's a meme which somebody asked who is leading. Nani anaongoza ligi?
Yes. Nani. Manze guys, mwenye na lead league saini Man City, so they are there, of course, by virtue of goal difference. So it is what it is. So guys, straight to it. Arsenal have an early kickoff with Aston Villa. They will be at Villa Park. Of course, this is a revenge mission, guys. Aston Villa lost to Arsenal at Emirates 2-0 in the first leg. So now they are coming to face each other as an early kickoff. This game has a lot of mixed reaction, considering that currently the new coach of Aston Villa was the former coach of Arsenal, Mr. Unai Emery. So Unai Emery is back, and since he came back to Aston Villa, he's been doing amazing things, and Aston Villa has improved tremendously. So the big question of the weekend is, can Emery actually manage to outwit his former team, or will Arteta actually utilize the anger that he has right now for losing to Man City, who actually have replaced them from the top spot, and be able to actually return back to their spot? Remember, if they win, they go back to their usual position 1. So that's the big deal. So for me, if you ask me, this is a match which will be filled with emotions, considering that Arsenal played a very good game against Man City, though they were not able to withhold the number of goals which was scored in that game. So key pointer which happened in that match was some key mistakes from Tomiyasu. Tomiyasu gave away 2 goals. One goal he gave to De Bruyne, then the other goal, it was a flickered goal, which actually, it was a deflection from him. So sad. So I hope they improve on that department, and it shall be well. Otherwise, I still believe that Arsenal have a point to prove, and they'll be coming in this game wanting to win even much more than before. So this is a match whereby I'm giving it a 3-1 win, courtesy of Arsenal, for them to return on top of the table.
Well, last time they met, they were Aston Villa had their previous manager. They now have Unai Emery, who is doing quite well, and since they will be meeting Arsenal for the first time since coming back, I'm sure he must try to prove something. And because right now Arsenal are they are bruised, they feel like they were done unfairly. Overconfidence will cost them in this game, because it's not an easy game. With this one, it won't be a good evening for Arsenal. So I'm going with a 2-2.
2-2,
Brentford against Crystal Palace. Well, this one, Brentford will be at home, and the way they are performing, just to be honest, I'm going with Brentford all the way, straight. Brentford will win this game by, let me say, at least 4. These are the type of matches where they shine with somebody. 4-0.
Guys, if you are a lover or if you are a follower of these London derbies, you always know how they always fare up. Crystal Palace and Brentford is one of those derbies which you have to keep your eyes close to it. These guys are fond of drawing. It's usually a very competitive match. The last time they met, I think Crystal Palace got the better of them, because I think they won by a solitary goal to 0. But traditionally, they have been drawing 0-0, 1-1. So they are familiar foes. So it is what it is. Though, as Pogba just told you, I actually confirmed that Brentford are enjoying the best form of their life. On the other hand, Crystal Palace are wavy. So the issue is Brentford being at home, I also feel like I'm going to give them an upper hand. So give Brentford to win by 2-1.
My team, my second team, Brighton, will be meeting against Fulham. Now, this one is a big game. They are both on form. Fulham right now, they're just Fulham. Brighton, the best. Although Brighton will be at home, Fulham will be the visitors. This game is big.
Very big, very big.
This game is big. This game is big. Actually, for that reason, I'll go with 1-1 draw.
1-1, yeah? You might be right, Pogba, because this is a game again which is fond of draws. It's usually decided by a very narrow margin. In the first leg, we all remember what happened. Fulham won by 2-1. And Brighton right now feel like it's time for them to revenge, considering that where will they be? They will be at Brighton. They will be at Amnex Stadium. So revenge is looming, considering that Mitoma is on form, though he didn't score in the last match. But of course, Estupinana,
my guy,
and of course the match. By the way, we saw match Gross. These people are back and they are doing whatever they do best. Not to say that Fulham is not there. Andres, we saw him back, and of course their main striker Mitrovic. Let's see how it goes. But this is a match whereby if you get a draw, you'll be satisfied with it. But in this case, I feel like Brighton will have a narrow win, 1-0.
Chelsea against Southampton. This one is big. Chelsea from the Champions League, they traveled, so they are back playing against Southampton, who have just been there. We can't say fatigue or whatever, but Chelsea have been here and here. We remember they played against Borussia Dortmund, and now they're coming back to they'll be at home at Stamford against Southampton.
Kovacic, N'Golo Kante, and Raheem Sterling, they are nearing their return, even Zakaria. So that means that our injury list will be declining, so we will have more players in the squad. We played Dortmund. Chelsea played Dortmund in the Champions League. They lost 1-0, courtesy of a solo goal from Adeyemi, which was very, very, very impressive. In that match, Enzo played well, João Felix played well. Basically, it was a great game. I was so proud of Chilwell. Chilwell showed us an impressive game, and he could actually climb at the top. So actually, he gave us hope that for once we've started again attacking using that left wing. It was kind of dead, but now if he rises to the occasion, it's gonna be good.
Even
so
James,
even of course, fantastic. James, no brainer. That James is always on form.
My guy.
We need to work on scoring goals. Potter, you need to work on attack, because that's our greatest nightmare. We are not scoring goals. Rashford alone this season has scored more goals than Chelsea, so that tells you that it's crazy. So straight to it. This is a revenge mission, considering that in the first leg, Southampton won by 1-0. So Chelsea, the big question is, can you make a comeback to this? I feel like the time is now. Chelsea's time to resurrect is now. So give Chelsea a 3-0 win in this game.
Well, on the previous fixtures we've had with Chelsea, they seemed to be fair enough for Chelsea. Others seemed to be a walk in the park for them, but the outcome does not always stand like what we expect. Chelsea will be at home against Southampton. This one, Southampton, they know how to defend against big clubs, and I feel like this one is going to be a looming, maybe let me say 1-1 draw, regardless, because right now I hope Chelsea, no. So 1-1 draw for me. Okay. Everton against Leeds. Everton will be at home.
Another big game. This is always big when the two teams meet. Of course, Manchester United will tell you what they experienced against Leeds in terms of how they made them sweat. The problem now is usually these people are never able to maintain their form when they take it to the next game. Though, big game, this is also a game whereby I'm suspecting a draw might be looming in this one. So give it a 1-1 draw for me.
Everton under new coach, Mr. Sean. I feel like they will continue. No, though they lost last time to Liverpool, but I feel like they will continue from where they left after beating Arsenal. So this game, I'll give it to Everton to win by at least 2-1. Nottingham Forest against Man City. On paper, it may seem the easiest game possible for Man City. Say something.
Of course, it's easy. The last time they met, Haaland bagged a hat-trick. The match ended 6-0. So clearly, you can only round if the worst Man City can get out of this is 3 goals. But I'm looking at 4 goals, 4-0 or 4-1. So give it 4-0. So this is a Man City territory. Man City now, them being on top of the league, they want to maintain that, considering that now they will be playing this game having known how Arsenal have fared against Aston Villa. So there will be a lot of motivation towards that. So I'm looking for a 4-0. Though, disclaimer guys, Nottingham has been improving currently on the league, which makes Man City not to actually fumble. Because if they fumble, Johnson, a guy who's been on form in the striking force, might actually come to haunt them. So Man City an advantage, but be wary.
Well, Man City, like he said, the worst they can get is 3 goals. But clean sheet is what I see they don't do nowadays. So this one I'm going with at least 4-1 in favor of Man City. Wolves against Bournemouth. This one straight up Wolves.
The last time they met in the first leg, the match ended by a barren draw, 0-0. So the question is, can they do it again? Wolves seems to be on the rise. Bournemouth seems to be not there.
The left.
So I think I'll join you. 1-0.
Newcastle against Liverpool. Now, Liverpool, I don't know if they're back. Now, this one is a true statement or a true game to define if they're back. They played very well against Everton at Anfield. Now, this one they're coming. They're away. They'll be away at St. James at Newcastle.
Newcastle, yeah, St. James Park. St. Mary's. James Park.
Yeah. So they'll be at St. James Park. With this one, Newcastle right now, the worst, or let me say their best, I don't know, is always a draw. So the worst for them, or the worst for Liverpool, or the best for Liverpool can be a draw against these guys. So this one, either I'll go with a 1-1 draw, but slightly favor Newcastle, but irregardless 1-1.
1-1. Guys, another revenge game. In the first leg, guys, we all remember the match ended 2-1, courtesy of Liverpool. Liverpool won this match, yes.
Right.
And in fact, as it stands, Liverpool are the only team to have won against Newcastle. Newcastle so far have only lost 1 game.
Big mistake.
And that 1 game they lost to Liverpool. So kazi ipo. So they are meeting a different Newcastle. Newcastle have been on form. In fact, they have worked on their defense. I think it's the team with the most solid defense currently in the Premier League. It's hard to break it. So the question is, can Salah, Gakpo, and Co be able to break it? For me, I feel like it's going to be a difficult task. So this is a game whereby I describe it as Liverpool meeting their equals, because I feel like Everton were not their equals. So they are now meeting their equals in Newcastle, considering the form Newcastle has been this season. So having said that, I feel like this will be a very interesting and exciting match to watch. So I'm looking for a 2-2 draw, even me.
You know, Liverpool, they just have to win. You know that the next game after this, right?
The next game they're playing who? Remind me?
They're meeting Manchester United.
Kazibu.
Speaking of Manchester, on Sunday, Manchester United against Leicester at exactly 17:00. On Thursday, Manchester United played against Barcelona at Camp Nou. The match ended 2-2. On Sunday, they are back in action again against Leicester, now that they will be at Old Trafford. Actually, Old Trafford, the Manchester United games at Old Trafford this time round, they are quite interesting because the worst they got since World Cup? Yes, was a draw. So with this one, the worst Manchester United can get is a draw, just to be honest. So I'll give it slightly to Manchester United, 2-1.
So guys, we are meeting a Manchester United which displayed a very impressive game on Thursday in the Europa against Barcelona. So the game ended 2-2, courtesy of Rashford and of course an own goal from Koundé. Then on the other side, Rafinha scored, what a brilliant goal. Then Chelsea's former player Christensen scored also a header. The match ended 2-2. So as they come to face Newcastle, Leicester seems to be a team which are actually trying to revive themselves. They have scored 4 goals in 2 games. They have scored 8 goals in 2 games, which means they are back. Since Maddison is back, he's kind of motivating them to do the right thing. So the big question is, can they handle the super hot Manchester United right now? That's the big question. So Manchester United at Old Trafford, they're always good. But if we were to go with the current form of Leicester, I can just say that Manchester United needs to be afraid. Of course, there is no one who is stopping Rashford right now. He's enjoying the form of his lifetime. So I feel like Rashford will still continue doing what he does. The problem is, I don't know whether the defense will be able to withhold the attack of Leicester. So having said that, I feel like this is a match which will be crazy. And I feel like 2-2 will not be bad for this game. So it's going to be a draw.
Tottenham against West Ham. Tottenham, they suffered 4-1 courtesy of Leicester City. And they also suffered another blow, or another, when at the Champions League they were beaten. So I hope it's time for Tottenham to at least try to organize themselves. They're meeting West Ham. West Ham, a team which drew against Chelsea. West Ham right now, I think they're finding their form. Well, with this one, it's a London derby, but I also feel for Tottenham because West Ham right now, they are kind of good. So I'm giving it to West Ham to win this game by at least 2-0.
2-0, yeah. So big game this is a London derby, just as Pogba just confirmed to you. So heading into this match, this is a match which a lot of interest will be looked at because remember currently Tottenham are position 5, right? Behind Newcastle. So there's a lot of interest. They're also trying to see whether they will finish in the top 4 position. On the other hand, West Ham are trying to make sure that they pull far away from the relegation zone through winning. So this is a match traditionally which is fond of ending 1-0, 2-1. In the first leg, I believe West Ham had the better. I think West Ham were the one who won, but we can confirm to you on your screen. This is a match whereby I'm afraid. I'm very much afraid for it. So I'm looking for another draw here. It's not going to be easy. It's going to be a difficult one. Though Kane has gone for a minute without scoring. We are used to him scoring every now and then. So he should be bounced back in this one. So I'm looking for a draw. Give it 1-1.
1-1. So guys, that has been Game Week 24. The higher it's going, the hotter, not the cooler, the hotter it's become. Yeah.
So thank you. Keep it the Gatekeepers TV. Remember to subscribe and share our content. So until next time.